to introduce Kathryn to you. Kathryn Karaffa is our next speaker and our final speaker of today. Kathryn is a proud member of Women Together Ending Poverty. She's also volunteered at the Women's Center. She has a personal passion for addressing human trafficking and takes great joy in speaking as loud as possible against injustice endured by our missing Aboriginal women, her sisters in spirit. She spoke for the first time this year for a Take Back the Night event. She describes herself as Rabble. Rabble, sorry.
Rouser, period.
Rabble, Rouser, period. Please welcome Kathryn, the Rabble Rouser.
WTAP is an organization that we are Women Together Ending Poverty, and we are a diverse group of women who are working to educate ourselves and other women on the root causes of poverty and to empower ourselves and other women to take action around the root causes of poverty. We believe that charity does not address the root causes of poverty, that poverty has a ripple effect in the lives of women, and that to understand the root causes of poverty, we need to examine our society from many different perspectives, including but not limited to gender, race, class, ability, age, and sexual orientation. That the concentration of wealth in a few hands locally and globally, and the continued existence of a patriarchal attitude and practices are fundamental causes of poverty and its differential impact on women. That women with experience of poverty must have a voice in making change, and that working for permanent systemic changes in our political, economic, and social systems to improve the lives of women will also benefit children and men. Today we want to talk about progressive taxation. To give you a bit of background, in the summer of 2013, WTAP made the call out for a discussion on progressive taxation and the need for change. 4 organizations responded to that call, and 3 more joined later, forming a coalition between all organizations involved. The taxation system in Alberta is immoral, and it is hard to change attitudes about the Alberta situation due to the fat cats not wanting to give a little more, and that sucks.
Well said.
Albertans know we live in one of the wealthiest places in the world, yet we are constantly being told that we cannot afford to improve and expand our public services. This results in the government underfunding or cutting programs that are not limited to support families, people with disabilities, immigrants, students, women, and senior citizens instead of addressing the revenue imbalance. What is a progressive tax? The term is frequently applied in reference to personal income taxes where people with more income pay a higher percentage of the income tax than do those with less income. For each income bracket, the tax rate varies. Lower earners pay slightly less, and higher earners slightly more. What is a flat tax? Flat tax is a tax system that applies the same tax rate to every taxpayer regardless of income bracket. Since 2001, Alberta is the only province in Canada that has a single rate of 10% on all taxable income. Rich Albertans pay less tax than other rich Canadians. All other paying Albertans pay more than other Canadians, and there should be a graph. There we go. Alberta's flat tax means that the low and middle income earners are actually paying more income tax than residents of BC and Ontario, while very wealthy Albertans pay tens of thousands of dollars less than if they lived in any other part of Canada. For example, in Alberta, a person who makes $60,000 a year will pay $1,100 more in income tax than if they lived in BC. Meanwhile, someone with a taxable income of $1 million would pay $41,000 less here in Alberta than if they lived in BC. Why we need a progressive tax? A progressive tax system helps raise the revenue required for vital public services from those who benefit most from our system and who can most afford it. Low-income earners have very little expendable income after their basic needs are covered. However, they are taxed at the same rate as high-income earners who have more expendable income. People in the lower tax bracket have more money to spend. They would be able to spend more money on goods and services, and this would have a positive ripple effect in the economy and conceivably add more jobs due to higher demand for products and services. This would be a win-win situation for the government and the people in terms of tax revenue. With the progressive income tax and fair corporate taxes, Alberta could raise an additional $2 billion, which would allow Albertans to have a better quality of life by having the courage and forethought to invest in its people. We would all reap in those rewards. Our immediate demands include consideration for income generated from the decreased tax revenues to go toward funding programs to improve women's quality of life, such as training and education, job security. This includes the recognition of the status of women in Alberta. This could be established with oversight and under the control of a new cabinet seat under the newly titled Ministry of Women's Affairs in Alberta.
Yeah.
Consideration for the income generated from the increased tax revenue needs to go towards affordable housing via social housing programs, as well as the inclusion of a universal, accessible, and affordable child care. Enhance access to school programs such as sports, drama, field trips, music, the arts, giving our children a better feeling of pride and inclusion so they can become highly productive citizens. We can't forget that they are our greatest natural resource. Universal health care is also another area which needs to be enhanced. It should include emergency medical attention, including ambulances, medications, and dental care. Government must invest in quality support for the most vulnerable in our society so that they can maintain fulfilling lives. They must include our seniors and people with disabilities and putting a little aside for our future. Thank you.